Greetings lovelies, hi, it's Emmy. Welcome back to another MRE tasting. Actually, it's not an MRE, it's technically called an IMP, but it's a Canadian version of an MRE, or meal ready to eat. This is called an IMP. And this is menu number 15. Now, I've never had chicken a la king before, so I'm not exactly sure what that is. It does sound kind of very 1950s and 60s to me, something like chicken Kiev or chicken cordon bleu or something. So this IMP was very graciously sent to me by Gundog. Here he is, if you don't know him already. He has a channel here on YouTube where he also eats and shares his opinions about military rations. And yeah, definitely go check him out and show him some love. Gundog, thank you so much for sending me my first taste of the Canadian ration. If you guys are interested in more international tastings, I shall put the military ration playlist down below and you can check them all out there. And I love this packaging, kind of modest and humble. And it's paper. I can understand the advantages of using something like plastic bags because of its durability, but I really do like the kind of biodegradability of paper. So if you've ever had one of these out in the field, do let me know in the comments below how this holds up, because I'm very curious. I imagine it's probably lined with some kind of waterproofing to make it nice and durable. Nice and compact. The package is lined with a bit of kind of foil paper. There's the main entree, a nice big napkin. Wow. Nice spoon there, a beverage bag, sugar packet, a wet nap, 2 peanut butters, 2 orange drinks, instant coffee, whitener for tea and coffee, some gum, a nice little wintergreen mint, Reeses Pieces peanut butter candy, nice, hot chocolate, a bag of pain, bread. I've never seen fruit cocktail in a packet like that before, and this is some hot sauce, matches. So in a typical MRE, I call these sundries, all these little small kind of miscellaneous packets are combined together in a plastic package. But in this ration, they're just all kind of floating around separately, which I kind of like in the sense that it's less plastic, but it does make for kind of a chaotic opening. Okay, there's the entree. It's made by a company named Baxter's, and it says, place unopened pouch in a pan of boiling water, return water to boil and heat for 5 minutes. I've got a pot of boiling water here, and let's cook that for 5 minutes. And let's check out the bread. Oh, do not eat, do not eat. And there is the bread. It smells a little yeasty. Let's give this a slice in half. I think it probably tastes better if it's not so thick. Let's try it with some of this peanut butter. The American MRE would include 1 giant package of peanut butter. This one has 2, which I kind of like because then you can save some for later. Make sure to knead it really well to combine the oil and the peanut solids back together again. This looks like it's a creamy style peanut butter, and give that a smear. It tastes like regular peanut butter on bread that's a little bit dry and kind of dense. Not as dense as the American version, and this is a little bit fluffier. This reminds me a little bit of potato bread, and it's not too bad, but nothing really special, but really a great way to fill your belly as well too. So when I was looking at the beverage bag, I noticed that it's first off made out of some really sturdy plastic. So it looks like this doubles for both the cold and hot beverage. And I'm going to use the orange drink. Now I'm going to add some cold water to the lime. Wow, it instantly turns a bright orange. It looks a lot like Tang, actually. Seal it up. It mixes pretty readily though, which is good. Oh my gosh. So make sure your seal is really tight, otherwise that happens. And I must say I like this napkin because essentially it's a giant paper towel. So I didn't realize this MRE was going to include a absorbency test, but this napkin was great. Cheers. Wow. Yeah, quite sweet. It tastes like fake orange punch, but made with cold water. It's actually quite quenching, and it does have a bit of viscosity, kind of similar to a sports drink. Yeah, that'll get you buzzing like a hummingbird. Let's go check on our entree. Here we go. There it is. All right, let's use our military issued spoon, which I have to say is quite long, which is great for getting into the packet if you're eating directly out of the bag. There are bits of red pepper in there, some green peas, mushrooms, big chunks of chicken in there, nice and hot. I saw some celery in there as well. All right, down the hatch. It's okay. The chicken is quite tough. It has kind of the texture of tuna fish. It's kind of got a rubbery texture to it, kind of flaky. The sauce, it's kind of creamy and cheesy. It does taste tinned, but a lot of these instant MRE meals do. The sauce does have a bit of a bell peppery flavor, which isn't bad. But yeah, all in all, it's kind of a soupy casserole with kind of overcooked chicken. The thing that always saves these meals is this. Hot sauce. US MREs include Tabasco brand. This doesn't have a specific brand, although it does say Wings Food. And let's pour some on the bread. Oh, it's not too bright in color. Some more of the chicken a la king. All right, here we go. And like always, hot sauce saves the day. This hot sauce is not very spicy. It is tangy, and it does have a bit of a chili flavor, but that little inclusion of vinegar does serve to brighten things up a bit. I wish it was a little bit spicier, but that's because I really like spicy things. All right, let's make the hot chocolate. Dump that in. It smells just like Swiss Miss. Some hot water. I'm just gonna guess on this because it is instant hot chocolate after all. Ah, it smells like childhood. What is it about hot chocolate that just instantly transports you back to winter? I love how smells can do that. It's sweet and chocolatey and tastes like powdered milk and has a little bit of that foamy froth that comes with instant hot chocolate. Perfectly familiar childhood favorite. This is the fruit cocktail. So it says the cooking instructions are not applicable to the fruit, so we're not going to warm these up. Whoops. The syrup is not as cloyingly sweet as I remember, and that bite was just peaches. And let's try a grape. One of my problems with fruit cocktail is everything ends up tasting kind of the same. And that grape really didn't taste like a grape, it tasted more like a peach. This is actually not a bad way to end a meal. You get a little bit of fruit, a little bit of fiber, packed in a light syrup, and yeah, it gives you something a little bit sweet to kind of end your meal. Another dessert item, these are Reeses Pieces. Really fun fall colors. You got orange, brown, and yellow, and yeah, let's give these a taste. There you go. Great little snacking candy. You got a little candy coating on the outside that's sweet and crunchy. On the inside, you've got kind of a creamy, yet relatively solid peanut butter filling. Sweet and peanut buttery, but there's a little bit of salt in there as well, which makes it extra delicious. Let's make the instant coffee next. This is just instant coffee powder. I don't imagine this tasting any different than any other instant coffees, but while we have it, we might as well make it. Give that a little stir. Yeah, tastes like instant coffee. Tastes a little bit burnt, coffee-like, but it's hot and it'll give you a little pep up. And out in the bush, that's all you need, right? Let's finish this off with a little bit of a mint. This looks like a wintergreen Starbright mint. I almost thought it was lime, but it indeed is a wintergreen mint. Really great actually after that coffee. Just like a candy cane, but flavored with wintergreen. Lastly, let's try the gum. And I have a suspicion that this is going to be cinnamon because it's in this red plastic. Yes. It tastes like big red cinnamon gum with a little bit of mint in there as well. Really strong flavors to really get all of that lunch flavor out of your mouth. So that wraps up my Canadian IMP tasting. Gundog, thanks again for sending me this package and allowing me to taste some Canadian rations. And thank you guys so much for watching. I wouldn't be here without you. Let me know in the comments below if any of these foods seemed familiar to you or if you've got a better recipe for chicken a la king. I want to hear about it. And I hope you guys enjoy that. I hope you guys learned something. Don't forget to leave me a comment, subscribe, and give this video a like. And I shall see you in my next video. Toodaloo. Take care. Bye. It's moving! How adorable is that? I love this packaging. US Postal Service, do take note. Look how charming this is. Love this.